Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hey, thanks for joining us for the Family Legacy Quarantine Edition number 3.
Yeah.
This morning, we're going to introduce the emotional intelligence tool, the Family Social Covenant. It's basically a how-to tool to use that's going to establish a family culture where everyone wins. Thanks to everyone who's been joining us, and we hope you're receiving value out of this. And if you are receiving value, if you wouldn't mind sharing it on your social media so we can reach more people. Before we jump into the Social Covenant tool, however, Randy's going to briefly recap the tools that we've already introduced. And remember that all of these teachings come from Randy's best-selling book, The Family Legacy, Changing Culture from the Inside Out. You guys can visit culturalarchitects.org. I can talk today. Sorry, guys. Culturalarchitects.org
There you go.
to learn more about what we're doing.
Thanks, Leslie. And we're really glad you're joining us. We've seen about 3,000 or so people that have seen the posts, and we're grateful for that. We just want to help families during this time of quarantine. So we've talked about already in episode 1 rather. We talked about what the Family Legacy model is, why we're doing it, and we gave you a tool on empathetic listening, which is really listening to understand each other in the family so that we feel honored, we feel understood, and it's a really insightful tool to grow in your empathy, really, understanding other people and walking in their shoes with full understanding. The second episode, we flipped the model and we went to the mission protocol, which is how to come together as a family and connect and solve problems in time of crisis. And so we gave you a tool to walk through how to make the most of this quarantine, the time that we have here. What can we accomplish? And we got a lot of good response on that. Today, you want to say something here?
I just want to say that the Social Covenant tool, it's an emotional intelligence protocol. It's a way for us to come together as family, similar to the mission protocol. And it's to make family a safe, fun, loving, trusting environment where it's supportive for everybody.
That's big, because if family's fun and supportive and trusting, we want to be there. And the truth is that that's lacking in a lot of family cultures, and so families don't enjoy time together. But we can change that. This Family Social Covenant tool is one way to do that. So let me just read you this straight out of the workbook. The purpose of this tool is purpose of the Family Legal Social Covenant tool is to provide a process for everyone in the family to create a set of agreements and expectations to govern the family environment in the home. So these agreements establish a family culture where everybody gets to weigh in what they want, what they need, so that everybody buys in. And we find a way to meet each other's needs so that everyone wins. And you say, well, everybody can't get what they want all the time. Well, maybe not, but at least you can talk about it and you can understand the need and make a way for some measure of everybody's needs to get met. So here's the tool. We're going to just jump right in. This is I recommend that you do invest, go to Office Depot or Office Max or somewhere and get a large flip chart piece of paper. There's like 30 sheets that has self-adhesive. You're going to use this in a lot of the tools that we have, but this is especially good because you do it together. And Mom and Dad, you're going to lead this exercise. This is all right in the workbook. We're also posting this so you can follow it step by step. But this is a fact-finding mission around 4 questions. And this social covenant tool is what nations are built on, businesses are built on in terms of culture. So this is a family culture-shaping tool. And here are the 4 questions. And we're just going to talk briefly through each one of them so that you get an idea of how it would apply in the quarantine session and in your family. So question number 1. So you get the flip chart out and you write at the top, Family Social Covenant. And here's the first question that mom and dad are going to ask of the family, the kids. And you can do this with adult children, teenage children, even little kids, okay? And question number 1 is this: what do you, kids, want or need from me or from us as parents? What do you want or need from us?
And if you have teenagers at home, for instance, they might answer with, well, I need you to trust me more. I want more responsibility. Or
don't assume.
Yeah, don't assume. Don't assume the worst of me, Mom and Dad. And maybe you might hear something like, hey, you know, it'd be really great if you didn't yell at me.
They may say something more, teenagers who, whatever. I want more freedom. I want more time on the Xbox. I want more whatever. And don't argue. Don't try to just get it all out. Find out. Make it safe for them to share all that they need.
Yeah.
And they might say, I need help with my homework. I need support from my friends at school are bullying me, or of course in quarantine. There
Could
may
be their
other,
siblings.
Save me from my brother, please.
And remember, don't get emotionally triggered from this. It's fact finding at this point. The more we understand and we can listen to each other, the more we're even compelled with compassion to try to meet those needs.
So good. If you find yourself trying to be defensive or wanting to justify, just get curious. This is the answer. Get curious. Tell me more. What do you mean? I want to understand how you feel. Keep it on them. This is their feelings, their experience, but what do you need? And I tell you, kids that are able to express what they need safely becomes an environment in the home that's safe and they want to be at. So that's it. Get them all out. Is there anything else? Anything more? And then move on to the second question, which is, okay, kids, here's what here's what your parents need from you. And we just put it down, and we might explain a little bit of it, why we're saying it. Like give an example.
Like if you have little kids, I want you to put your toys away when I tell you to put your toys away. I want you to stay focused on your homeschooling when it's homeschool time.
How about no complaining when it's time to do homework or do chores? How about that? How about we do chores? How about we keep agreements? Like if you tell us you're going to do something, do it. Yeah. Any other ideas?
Nothing comes to mind.
It might be to be kind to each other. It might be to be, to give extra time, around their walk with God or their faith or their something around their friends.
And this might be a great opportunity to just interject something as simple as the golden rule, do unto others. And maybe if there's a place in your house, if you guys are in the practice of doing a morning prayer time and you have a family scripture that's something you can point up to every day. Hey, let's be mindful of this today.
It's really good. Believe me, when we are clear in our expectations with our kids, it really helps because they now have a clear expectation. And that's what we're doing again. We're making agreements that we want and expectations clear with each other. So those are the first two. Get them all out there. We'll come back to them later to evaluate them or talk around them because we want to eventually end up with agreement that everybody's in. So, that everybody's needs are getting met. Here's the third question in the Family Social Covenant. What do we need from each other?
And that would go back to we need kindness, respect. We need you to listen. Those kinds of things.
We need you to trust us. We need to trust each other. We need to
work as a team.
Protect each other. We need to help each other out.
Yeah.
We need, whatever the expectations is in the relationships between kids or even as parents, what do we all need from each other in our family? We need to have more fun. How about that?
Yeah.
Wow.
We have piles of grandkids, but one of the things we do when we're with them with a whole group is we've come up with rule number 1, our social family covenant, if you will. And rule number 1 is
have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah, and hi to all the grandkids out there all over
California,
the place.
North Carolina, Washington. Love you guys all.
And this is really a good time to set the environment, the culture of the family. And finally, the fourth question is, and this is important, and it's how will we resolve broken covenants or broken agreements? In other words, we make all of these, requests of each other. This is what I need from you. This is what you need from me. This is what we need from each other. And then what happens when somebody isn't kind or complains with their homework and it's against what the agreements that we've made? Well, we recommend that the best way is not yelling and screaming, but it's the Bible way, which is one-on-one. We teach our kids and ourselves to address somebody who has broken an agreement and say, hey, I noticed that you weren't kind or you were complaining and we've agreed not to do that. How you doing? Is there a reason? Are you okay? And can we get back to that agreement of not complaining or being kind, okay? If that doesn't work, you escalate it, right? Like the scripture says. So you go to maybe mom or dad and the authority in the room and say, hey, here's what's going on. Can we solve this? But everybody is responsible in the family for helping keep agreements. A lot of times, children will come to mom and dad and say, you made an agreement that we would go out and play catch tonight, and we haven't played catch, and that's our time. Stop it!
Sorry, guys.
And so when it's out of agreement or it's broken, that's a great time. And everybody in the family has power to say, hey, we've agreed to do something and we're not doing it.
Yeah.
Now, this might seem like really simple, and it is. But it's powerful if as a family we'll come together, set our agreements, set our expectations, and hold them together where everybody wins. Everybody's needs get met. Now, there's a tool we're uploading that has a step by step to walk through this tool. But this is a powerful tool, not only for quarantine, but for just doing
Always.
family or doing marriage. You can do it with two people. You can do it at the workplace, in the church, whatever. So
You can even drill this down too, guys, if you've got big families where there's agreements between the siblings, right? And believe it or not, kids can work things out at any age. You'd be surprised. Send them off into their room. They can come out when they work it out, and oftentimes you'll find they've worked it out.
Yeah. Let's make our families a place where everyone wins.
Yeah.
God bless you. See you next
Bye.
time.